Hello, everybody. Christmas weekend. We have 3 days of NFL football. We got Saturday, we got Sunday, and we have a slate on Christmas Day. So we are full on in football mode this weekend, but hope everybody's having a good holiday. Enjoy it with your family, but tell them that you need to watch some football. Um, So if you just kind of see this, please come and check out fantasypoints.com. There's a massive sale right now. Um, you can get an extra percentage off if you get it before the new year. Just go to fantasypoints.com and you can see all the details on that. It's just an amazing deal, and taking advantage of it right now would just be great. Get the rest of the season, the playoffs. It'd just be advantageous to get it. Super excited for the new additions that are going to be coming in next year. Gonna try and tweak this optimize a little bit more with a couple settings I'm looking for. Player without, make sure you don't have a defense with them, stuff like that. But anyway, it is week number 16. It's a shorter 9 game slate, but ownership looks pretty concentrated, but we can play around with it. So anyway, we're going to go back to DraftKings this week. We have 20 lineups, basic stack with receiver, and this is the one I want to do. I want to see if we can do with receiver or tight end. That's one of the ones I want to see if we can get changed with receiver, with tight end, or with or without, or with either maybe. I don't know. Well, I'll get with the makers. It's not showdown main slate. Flex position. We'll just keep gonna keep completely open. We'll start with the stacks. We'll start with actually Geno Smith. Um, it's a slower pace game, which is a little concerning, but I don't think he's going to be that owned. And Metcalf is in just such a good spot this week. Tennessee's just a complete pass funnel, and Metcalf is just an incredible matchup to say the least. And his ownership isn't that crazy. Traylon Burks, they are down. Um, ISN, he got on injured reserve, and Traylon Burks played, it was around 76% of the snaps last week. So that's going to bump up. They just don't have anybody else. It's him, Chig, and Hop. And he's only at 3,100, so that's just going to allow some of the other studs to get in into your lineups. So I like this quite a bit. Walker doesn't correlate well enough with Geno, doesn't catch enough passes to put him in the same lineup. So I won't be doing that. And obviously, on the Titans defense. Second one, Baker Mayfield. We got two pass funnels. Um, Both hurting on the back end, and just been allowing just tons of passing yards. Mike Evans doesn't get enough respect. The guy's going to be a Hall of Famer, guys. He doesn't get enough respect, and once again, his ownership isn't high as it should be. I've got Evan Ingram in here this week, what I really like. If Trevor Lawrence plays, I'm okay with playing Ridley, but um, as of right now, I don't know if he's going to play, so I'm fine with Ingram if it's Lawrence or Beathard. That's the way I'm kind of approaching it right now. I didn't put in um, running back with Baker Mayfield because he catches enough passes where I'm not worried about them being in the same lineup together. So that's okay as far as that goes. All right. Let's go look at some of the player settings. Start with the quarterback and we'll start with value. Look at Nick Mullins' ownership, man. Yeah, updated this yesterday. Ownerships is through the roof. I think it's probably one of the highest ownerships we've had this season for a quarterback. In a really good spot, and he's cheap. He's got Justin Jefferson. So I think you're going to see a ton of Mullins and Justin Jefferson lineups this week. Flacco just passing over 40 times a game. Um, Simeon, probably not going to play Simeon. Gino, so he's up there, and so is Baker. These two guys I have interest in. And we'll go to running backs. And Ty Chandler, Madison, haven't heard the latest if he's playing or not, but the coach has said that he basically believes in him and he wants him to be the main focal source point for the team. So we'll see. The matchup isn't great, but he's going to touch the ball 23, 24 times possibly. And so volume just kind of should kind of take care of that. There's Rasheed White, who can obviously, like I said before, I'm okay pairing him um, with Baker. If he ends up with him, I'm fine with that. Brees Hall, good matchup. Also, pretty chalky as far as this goes. I mean, all the top value guys. Oh, hold on. Did I have that by value? I'm sorry, I didn't have by value. I apologize. Now we got to buy value. That's right. We're talking about these players anyway. We had Dante Foreman. Look at this projection, 1% owned. This is probably going to go up. Um, Arizona's been terrible against a run, pretty much terrible against everything. So Foreman's only going to be 1% owned. I'll see what it looks like. I'll update the ownership tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, and see where we're at. Kim Walker, he's got a little shoulder injury. He's questionable. He cracks a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not sure what his upside is. I mean, Charbonnet does come in a little bit. He's got breakaway speed though, so he could break a long one. Bajan, ownership's up there. Is the coach gonna actually play him all the snaps he should? I don't know. Hubbard in a pretty good spot, um, but the game isn't the best. Fantasy game overall is it? Right, but 20, 25 carries the last 3, 4 weeks. All right, receiver Garrett Wilson got a great projection. Washington pass funnel can't stop any number one receiver at all. Oh, that's Traylon Burks. I haven't looked at this guy, so this is good. I'm glad he's actually popping number two. Ownership's not 4% right now. This will probably come up a little bit more when people are trying to jam in some of the higher price guys. Jameson Williams, I like him this week. They talked about him on the matchup point show on Thursday. Really good schematic matchup. And there's Metcalf. He's actually made the top four. So, like I said, ownership isn't crazy. Hopkins in the same game. That's another way you could do it. You could go Geno, Metcalf, and Hopkins if you didn't want to pay down the Burke for Burks. Noah Brown, there's Mingo, 17%, price relative. Wicks is interesting. He's questionable. I think he's going to be okay, but we know Christian Watson's out and Reed. It looks maybe on the more doubtful side. Showed up for practice but didn't do much. So I don't know. We'll see. And we'll go to tight end. There's Chick for Tennessee. Another way to do it with Geno. Let me think. Chig and Traylon Burks in the same lineup. I have to think about that one. I'm not sure if I want them both in the same lineup. I'm not sure both of them can get 20 points. No. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a little rule right now. I only want one of him and Burks in the same lineup. I'm okay with Chig and Hopkins, but I don't think I'm gonna do Chig and Burks in the same lineup. Okay, I'm glad I'm looking at this, talking it through. Kate Otten, really good matchup. So if you want to save some money in that game, here's another way to do it. You don't like Mike Evans for whatever reason, use Kate Otten. There's the stud of the year, Trey McBride, been incredible. Tucker Craft, really good price, and Joku. There's my boy Ingram, who I like this week. Just look at defense real quick. So I haven't looked at this yet. See what the value is. Probably going to be the Jets, like everybody's. Oh no, Jets aren't. Wow. So Jets are like super chalky, but they're not showing the best value. It's actually showing the Dolphins against Dallas, which is super interesting. Vikings defense has been really good. Goff on the road hasn't been the best. Um, they got a pretty good pass rush. Uh, Bucks depends on who the quarterback is. If it's Beathard, I'm okay with this, and the price is cheap. And I like the Bears. I need to look at the weather. I don't think there's much weather with it, but Bears have been coming on a little bit. Got a little bit of ownership, but nothing crazy. All right, we've played around looking at this, so let's go ahead and run some teams. Let's see what we got. Guys, I haven't run this. First time looking at player settings, and then running the Opto, see what it spits out for us. So I'm very interested. and see how it does. All right, let's look at the first one. Gino, White, Bijan, Metcalf, Hopkins. Uh, I don't know if I use both. I need to think about if I'll use Hopkins on this. But there's Gino and Walker. So no, I did with Walker. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to have Gino and Walker in the same lineup. Browns are interesting. Burks, Wilson. This one looks like a pretty good lineup right here, guys. Number two. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. This looks. I'm not a cash player, but this could maybe be a cash type lineup. You got you cash game players out there. You can look at that. Jonathan Taylor's getting a ton of ownership. He's on the road, tough matchup. It was a thumb injury, so it's not like, I don't think cardio or anything like that should be an issue for him. Let's look at some Baker lineups. There's Baker and White. Yeah, I kind of figured they might show up together. That's not bad. Look at some See if any other quarterbacks apart from the two that I like popped in. There's Mullins. Here we go. Mullins, Jefferson, Hopkins, Jameson Williams. This one's not bad. Taylor, there's Walker, Mullins, Walker. Yeah, Walker's hitting a ton, guys. Yeah, Opto really likes him this week. Addison had that monster game last week. Can he do it in 2 weeks in a row? He did get a little lucky on some of those touchdowns, but that's what DFS is all about, right? Trying to get a little bit lucky. Let's go look at the last one. Nah, I know. Listen, Taylor's still Taylor, right? But I mean that ownership. I'm personally not gonna play him that much. Just a lot. But it might be by himself. Zach Moss may miss the game. Well, anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I think it's team number two that I like the best this week. But play around. If you guys want to pause the video, look at some of these lineups. I'll just kind of scroll through them all, and you want to look at some of the lineups and pause it obviously and mix and match and maybe find a favorite team if you're just playing a single team. You can just go through this, do that for you guys for a Christmas present. How's that? Show you all the lineups and but anyway, I appreciate you all. You guys who celebrate Christmas, enjoy it. Enjoy it with the family. Leave some comments. Like I said, anything else you can think of for the optimizer to add next year. Leave some comments in there because that's what we'll be doing in the off season, talking about it and adding some things in that I can talk about those at the beginning of the season. All right, everybody. Good luck this whole entire weekend I'm sure we're all playing all three slates. So good luck on everything. See ya.